I started listening to the new Once and Future. 20 minutes in, and it's shit. It's really shit. Let me pull it up. It's really disappointingly shit, right? Although I realize Once and Future is really what they should have done with the last year of the main range, right? With a kind of like a frothy tour throughout. I'll put the cover. Doing share screen. Bye, Nicola. You can come back soon. Oh, I know you're excited. Oh, you're excited now. So yeah, this is not a full review. I'm only 20 minutes in. Who's running this? Oh, he's McMullen. You could tell. So firstly, the character Lumiere is fucking awful. Like nails on a chalkboard, right? The Lumiere is a future female incarnation of the Master who's super saccharine, nice and good. Just fucking awful idea. Realized fucking awfully, right? She was in one release and she was fucking awful. She's back and she's fucking awful. Famous love of the chicks with dicks. Liv Schenker, she loves the chicks with dicks so much. She fucked a chick with a dick for quite some time. She had a lengthy affair with Tanya, the beautiful chick with a dick. I mean, I think she did. So literally, while she was sucking cock and being fucked, she was like, I'm a lesbian. Okay, that's the weird world we live in. So I don't really care to see both of them back. Okay, but that's the minor problems. The second biggest problem is the pacing of the story. It just feels wrong, right? It's just like it's simplistic and quick and loud, and you need to get like the Christmas special kind of vibe with these ones, right? And it's missing that completely. It's just delivering information too broadly into like with a sledgehammer. But the biggest disappointment is the interaction between the leads, Christopher Eccleston and the late David Warner, right? And it's not using the best of these doctors whatsoever, right? Eccleston is okay. I think to understand perfect prime Eccleston, it's Father's Day, right? Right in the middle of its run, right? But that's Eccleston. That's the strength of his performance as a doctor, which is somewhat angsty, right? Angsty, hopeful, damaged. I think all that comes out in Father's Day. He has cute little quips and smiles and goofy things, but that was before he really knew what he was doing with the character, right? He didn't really understand it yet. That was in the first half of the season. And that's all there is in this with Eccleston. Again, I'm only 20 minutes in, but there's no emotional depth to this role as written, which is where Eccleston really, really excels. Same thing really with David Warner, right? They're just bouncing together. They're not interacting, right? I mean, you could have had it like he's having a crisis of confidence that if he's ever going to be able to get out this degeneration thing, right? And that's how he's in the Ninth Doctor's body, right? That's how because that's where he's having an angsty time, right? And David Warner somehow with his like hungover Hartnell Doctor is going to inspire him, and it's just none of that. It's a real disappointment, right? This is a real dud. And again, this is not a review. I'm only 20 minutes in, so it's really not fair to review it. But really disappointing thus far, right? Really, really disappointing thus far. Wasted release and a wasted opportunity. Many wasted opportunities, and the idea of bringing back the Lumiere was just dumb. Sorry, mate. It was just dumb. Yeah, let's do this, right? Lots of triggering going on. Lots of meltdown triggering, which I think we need to work. So Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, has done quite a lot of focus groups and testing to see what works with the electorate and find out where it's holding. And he's found out that he was shit, right? Absolutely shit. And everybody hated him for good reason, right? for good, because he's Rishi Sunak and he's shit. So he's finally said, you know what I could do? I could say things that normal people, like 98% of the population, think, and see how that goes. And that might make me win against the barking mad people from Labour, right? The only thing the Tories have going for them is the Labour Party right now. Anyway, so he said this at a recent their Tory conference.
We're going to change this country, and that means life means life. Now, that shouldn't be a controversial position.
Okay, I'm bored already, but life means life. What does that mean?
The vast majority of hard-working people agree with it. And it also shouldn't be controversial for parents to know what their children are being taught in school about relationships.
Wait, does life means is anti-abortion? I don't know. Yeah, so parents in schools need to know what their kids are being taught.
Patients should know when hospitals are talking about men or women. And we shouldn't get bullied.
That's it. I mean, here's the thing. In my opinion, it's this idea that people with penises are female is mental illness, right? And I'm not a mental, practitioner at all. I don't take advice from me, but it seems to be mental illness more than anything else, right? Mental illness being pushed by a all-encompassing, controlling psychological operation designed to control us in a way. I think maybe, I wouldn't be surprised if it's an experiment, if they can get people to accept the absurd and then fight for it viscerally. And they do fight for it viscerally, because whenever you say anything against it, they scream and howl like feral rats.
And we shouldn't get bullied into believing that people can be any sex they want to be. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense.
Again, this is Rishi Sunak wanting to win the election, which I think he might have worked it out, right? I was talking about life sentences. Oh, thank you. Right? But I think it's funny worked out. I've just got to not talk like a fucking moron and pretend I don't hate you for a year or so. Okay. And basically, that's all he needs to do.
We should also never be afraid to talk about the thing that matters most to most of us, family.
Okay, fine. And again, I think the progressive movement hates family. I think they want families destroyed, because families empower you, right? Families uplift you. That's what families do. Families protect you. Parents, then they want to separate you from your families.
Whenever you want to talk about family, someone whispers, "Is that wise, Prime Minister?" You'll be accused of promoting a one-size-fits-all view.
Honestly, whoever his advisors are right now, thank God you're talking sense to him. Again, I don't care that he's full of shit. He's saying something that I can freaking not vomit at hearing.
But in this Conservative Party, the party that legislated for same-sex marriage and is investing record amounts in childcare, we know that what matters is that love cascades down the generations.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't sound good. Anyway, that does sound a little bit pervy. So, Doctor Who fandom and Doctor Who professionals have not taken this well, right? Have not taken this well. Starts off with George and Terry. Now, I believe they got a non-binary kid, right? So here's the thing. If you have a non-binary kid and you champion gender, not neutrality, gender fluidity, right? You're never going to be able to accept that you've done it. You've been wrong, right? And again, I think the reason that people champion gender fluidity is because they've been specifically emotionally manipulated to believe it was immoral, not to champion it, right? And I think that's what's going on with David Tennant. I think that's going on with Jordan Tennant. They want to see themselves as being good people, and you have the media and social media constantly telling them you're not a good person if you don't champion gender fluidity, right? It's like a constant drum, right? That you're an evil person. And you know, you trust in even less than nutcases like who was it? Sadiq Khan and Hutsa. I don't know. I don't think so, right? I trust him less, but I think he will be somewhat less destructive. Sadiq Khan, look what he's doing with the ULEZ cameras, and they're like, he wants to control your life. I mean, I think Rishi Sunak does too, but at least he's saying something that's not reprehensible, right? So anyway, I think people like David Tennant and Georgia Tennant, Georgia Moffat, whatever her name is, I think to think that they've hurt their children is a really terrifyingly awful thing, right? And I don't think they want to believe that on themselves. I don't think they want to contemplate it. So this is a hill that they will die on, right? Honestly, I just really hope that children don't get medical help in their transitioning. And quite frankly, we know the desistant rates of gender dysphoria, whatever you want to transgender. If you just desist and do nothing, 92% of kids grow out of it, right? I don't know. Connor says, and I trust your opinion, Connor, because you live there, you know what's going on. I only trust left because the others are at least honest about what they want. That is true, right? Here's how you evaluate politicians. Do the Torchwood Children of Earth test, right? Are they sending your kids to be sucked up by the aliens to be made into drugs where they'll live forever, or not? Anyway, Georgia Tennant says, I've written and erased so many furious tweets. Georgia, it's because you've been brainwashed to believe absurdity. And you know it's absurd, and that's what makes you angry, right? That is what makes you angry. So many things I want to say, but I'd love you to say them. Explain to me what he's doing. But actually, in the moment, the only thing I need to say, so the trans community, I stand with you now and always, like you, I am going nowhere. But I again, what did he say other than, it's a belief that gender is fluid and it's not a scientific fact? I'm sorry this is upsetting you, but again, this is a faith, I would say, more than a belief. There's three different ways that one can think. Oh, hang on 1 second. I got to I forgot. There's one guy who's a real snowflake. I got to X out his name, otherwise he starts to cry like a bitch. What's it? This. Where is it? Doink that. There we go. We're going to see true insanity in a second. There we go. Doink. Share screen. And honestly, I would love these people to come on my channel and have this conversation with them. I'm not dissing Bad Wolf Archives. I'm saying I don't understand your point of view at all. I'm not. I'm just saying I really don't understand where you're coming from. So fuck this evil prick. Now, I think we can agree with you that Rishi Sunak is an evil prick. I think that seems a fair statement, right? And every single word applauding his lies. Well, they're applauding him because he's telling the truth. And it's a truth that most people believe, right? That gender is not fluid. Now, it's fine that you believe it is, but what makes it immoral to believe it isn't? And that's my question. Why is it immoral to believe that gender isn't fluid in a normative, healthy human being, right? And it's a genuine question, right? And special fuck you to any cat who supports this. Well, again, why are you so angry? Like, I'm asking you a genuine question. Like, I don't feel I'm being hateful for not sharing your belief system, because I think your belief system's bonkers and based on an insane faith, right? Humanity will be evolving beyond you. No, it won't. Right? It's like, it won't. I'm sorry. You don't have children. You will be remembered by your children and grandchildren as ignorant fools. No, darling. You are the ignorant fool. And I hate to tell, look, it's not ignorant. You are naive. You lack life experience, and you're young, right? I don't understand how this is hateful to the trans community, saying, I don't share your beliefs. It's not scientific fact. I'm sorry. In fact, it's not scientific at all, right? It's as scientific as saying the world is flat, Earth is flat. And that's just a reality. And I'm sorry that's a reality. I'm sorry that reality bothers you so. If any of my followers believe otherwise and or support those who want to enforce these harmful policies, well, what are the harmful policies? I don't want to enforce harmful policies, but what are these harmful policies? Trans rights are human rights. What are the rights that trans people are being denied, right? Like, what are the? Please, somebody tell me. Explain to me what these rights are. Again, I'm saying in like a genuine way. Oh man, I should really get rid of that. And second, it's on there, but there you go. What rights are trans people being denied? I'm not being a dick. I'm asking you because I don't see any. Right? They seem to be perfectly fine. I mean, like, again, it's. I mean, if there are any, tell me. But there aren't any, which is why I think you're so uptight, right? Yeah, pull it back up. Out, doink, share screen. If any of my trans rights are human rights, if any of my followers believe otherwise and or support those who want to enforce these harmful policies that endanger lives, I think normalizing transgenderism endanger lives. Right? I think it brings suicide, depression. I think it brings a dependency on the pharmaceutical industry, lifelong dependency on it. I think you're being conned into believing this, right? Again, I don't think you're able to have a rational conversation about it, but I'd love you to come on my channel and talk about it, right? Please do me a favor and either unfollow me or block me. Thank you. No, don't do you a favor. What we got over here? My heart is with all the trans people in the UK right now. What happened? Honestly, let me play the clip again. Maybe I missed a bit. Right? We're not going to play the whole thing. Maybe I missed a bit.
We are going to... And we shouldn't get bullied into believing. Should know when hospitals are talking about relationships. Be controversial for parents to know what their children are being taught in school about relationships. Patients should know when hospitals are talking about men or women. And we shouldn't get bullied.
Oh, you can feel him cavil with pleasure, like they, man, just say this is brilliant, right? I've just got to pretend not to be a cunt and be like everybody, be like normal people, and I'll be people like me. Yes.
And we shouldn't get bullied into believing that people can be any sex they want to be. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense.
I mean, like, he couldn't give a shit, but I tend to agree with him. And I think having a major political figure being able to say that publicly is an indication of how much control they've lost. PD Richards here. How you doing, PD? That's also somebody fucking taught him what to say at last, right? To get to like that's it. This is the bar that you needed to reach to be able to get people to vote for you over the crazes in Labour. I mean, that and Sadiq Khan, that's it. Labour is the Tories' best defence against losing an election. The same as all other minorities, the right to be privileged about criticism, right? If trans rights are human rights, then why should the trans community need anything extra? Apparently, yeah. So, there we go. Ed, what's your name? Ed Gorenstein says, trans people feel insecure about their gender unless everyone is constantly telling them their gender they want to be. The reason they feel insecure, in my opinion, is because they don't believe what they're saying. They just want it to be true, but they don't really believe it, right? And they have no sense of responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault. That is always true. I do agree with you. My heart is with the trans people in the UK right now. I wish I could say something like helpful, like love always wins. Okay, this is predominantly about parents loving their children. And I know you idiot children don't get it. I mean, it's like that cute little kitten. Where's this kitten? Where's my sucker buddy? Here, 1 second. Doink. Oh, hang on. Let's go over here. There you go. My little sucker. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Hang on. Is it that one? No, this one. Why is none of this working here? Do I have to close it over here? Maybe I have to close it over there. Let's give that a try. There you go. Hello, my little sucker buddy. Like the other day, his mother was like literally holding him down and licking him clean. It's hopefully it was his mother. By the way, there's certainly a kind of milfy diversionization or with between Tegan and Lon in Snake Dance. 100%. Right? Yeah, cute little kid and doesn't want to be cleaned, right? Yeah, sometimes kids have things happen to them. They don't it's okay. Again, the desistance rate with people who say they're trans is about 92% if without treatment, right? Oh, there you go, going back, doink, like that. But I know it doesn't mean a whole lot right now. It doesn't mean a whole lot anyway. Keep fighting. Don't keep fighting. You're fighting against sanity and reality. I'll do whatever I can to support you. Trans rights are human rights. Again, you show me a right a trans person doesn't have. I'm 100% with you, mate. Okay, but you can't. The glass has finally broken. Yes, it's finally become expedient to say the bleeding fucking obvious, right? Finally, you can have something you can say this, and it's advantageous, right? Well, are you saying the Tories want Nigel? The Tories are so desperate they want Nigel Farage back in the party. They should be so bloody lucky. Maybe Nigel Farage with the ability to fire everyone, right? Maybe. I don't know. Last December, I gave a pint of blood, and they asked me what do you identify as. I was tempted to say a brown Betty teapot. No more saving 3 lives with each donation after that. Well, I guess not. So the glass is fine. Oh, come back. The glass is finally broken. Conservatives just do not want trans people to exist. No, it's not. Again, no one's saying trans people are not allowed to exist. How you make that cognitive leap is beyond me, right? It is absolutely beyond me, right? No one's saying they can't exist. They're saying they don't share their worldview. It's like saying because I don't share the belief system of an atheist, I don't want atheists to exist. No, atheists exist. I just don't share their belief system. Right? Like Muslims exist, I just don't share their belief system. Christians exist, I don't share their belief system. I'm not denying their reality. I'm just saying, you've been brainwashed into believing this is fact. It's not. It's your faith, right? It's your faith that you want to impose on it, and the reason you're freaking out is because you can't defend your faith as fact, and you know it. They just don't want trans people this. They want them removed from society. Who's saying that? I don't think women without penises should have to share spaces with women with penises if they don't want to. I'm sorry you find that I don't know what you find that. Like why do you feel that's like I don't know why you feel that's a problem, but okay. The UK is heading in a very dangerous direction. It's actually heading in a very good direction with that. It's very worrying, but hopefully they will be voted out next year. This is what's going to save him. Fuck up that he is. And this is how small it takes to win. So, like, they going on with what the vast majority of the population think, regardless of what social media pumps into your fucking head, you morons. Right? I mean, it's just absolutely regardless of it. We shouldn't be bullied into believing that people can be any sex they want. They can't. I tend to, yes. Like what's to disagree with that, right? But okay, so this is the second insane controversy that we've had in the past week or so. Here, we also had this one with where is it? Fine, yeah. So here, so the story starts over here with this. Where is it? I got a video.
Interesting thing that happened to me is I just lost my TV agent because I criticized David Tennant, who I only found this out later because I looked at the list of people, independent talent represented, and David Tennant was at the top, and he's making slightly more money than me at the moment, so I had to go.
Yeah, so why do you have to go? Because of this. This exchange. So David Tennant was wearing this T-shirt that says "Leave trans kids alone, you utter freaks." Right. So you quote the Graham Lind said, "Disgusting, ignorant, and reckless." Well, again, look, mate, it's going to destroy your career, right? Go and get. But it is. I tend to agree with him. It's ignorant and reckless. Disgraceful, but comedy writer Graham Linear calls the much-loved icon disgusting. Our Tennant's photographs wearing a T-shirt opposing child abusers. You are the child abusers. This is where you moron. You are anybody who's advocating for transgender surgery for children, particularly you're sterilizing children, right? You're making it impossible for them to ever experience any sexual climax or pleasure. God's sake. Maybe you want to try sex out before you say it's not for you. Maybe you want to try that cock and balls out, right? I mean, really, I think, I don't know, maybe a part of transgender surgery is you have to, get a blowjob and a fuck, right? From whoever you want, whatever sex you want, right? To make sure that you don't want to have that happen again, right? Because, man, you maybe want. So, only disgrace amongst the ranks of abusive groomers like yourself and Tennant. Look, I don't know about bad writing takes, but I think in David Tennant's case, I believe that he's been brainwashed by, this. Because again, most people in society understand this isn't the case, right? And I think he wants to be good, but I don't think he can answer any questions about his beliefs. And the bottom line is that I don't think he's able to. I don't think he's able to say, well, why are the desistant rates so high, right? Like what's the psychological effect of having your breasts amputated, right? Is transgenderism being pushed on you as a solution when it's not really the appropriate diagnosis, which seems to be from detransition seems to be the case, like predominantly, right? So anyway, we see the kind, loving side of fandom over here. Same people. So he said, Paul McGann thinks you're an idiot, but whatever. He said, this still hurts me to this day, but knowing he lost his agent lessens the pain. You shouldn't revel in other people's misfortune, especially their being cancelled, like being removed the ability to work. And again, it's like he really is very good at his work, right? By the way. So criticized. So he's talking about being criticized. My guy, you called David Tennant a groomer. First your family, now your job. Lol, no one wants you. And you got Catherine Harris laughing, of all people. Man, it's like, you're not one of the good guys, right? You're not one of the good guys. I think what David Tennant is doing is grooming. Right? Do I think he wants to move children into sexually dangerous positions? No. Do I think he's doing it? Yeah. Yeah, I think he's making a significant mistake. There's a and we talked about idolatry earlier, right? There's an idolatry called Molech, right, where you will sacrifice your children to it. Right, and I think this is the same thing, where it's like because it feels so good to give yourself over so much to an ideology that you're even willing to sacrifice your children. And again, look, even the best of circumstances, you're sterilizing your children, right? They're never going to know what it's like to have children, right? Or sex if they're boys. Man, that's heavy. Meanwhile, Mr. Trilby was very upset because there was a Doctor Who exhibit at the Conservative Conference for some reason. Doctor Who front and centre and a BBC story at the Conservative Party conference. Okay, Conservatives are presented on GB News. They must be evil. And news channel with platforms guests saying Ncuti Gatwa should be stamped out. That's Jesus. If you had a point, you wouldn't have to make it up like that. That children should have watched Doctor Who because it's casting people of colour. No, they didn't say that. And a host who calls casting peculiar due to skin colour. No. You're making it up, taking it out of context. Because you're a loser. And you're losing. Right? A year ago, it would be verboten for the Prime Minister or anyone to say that. Right? And they're so much believe in this insane religion. So here, this next one, again, and they're looking for validation everywhere, right? Which is what's going on, like desperate for validation. I love how Tom said, even back in 1980, the Doctor isn't set, it always suggests being a man. They've always talked about a female Doctor Who. They just didn't realize it would fuck up so much. So this is what he's talking about as the proof, right, that transgenderism is totally viable.
For Daleks everywhere. Tom Baker, alias Doctor Who, is laying down his sonic screwdriver and leaving the TARDIS forever.
Well, Tom Baker, this is extremely sad news that you're leaving the show, and K9's announced his resignation 2 weeks ago. So with Master and Dog gone, what's going to happen to the series now?
Well, it will just go on and on and on and on, because it's part of our television, isn't it? Why should...
He seems like he's like out of energy. It's like out of power.
Stopped. There's no evidence. Everybody's been very successful at it.
But what's going to happen in the series? There'll be a new Doctor Who, presumably. You'll be regenerated. Are you going to miss working on the show after all this time?
Terribly, yes. It's been a very happy time.
I mean, I think he more misses how happy the time was, right? But that time's passed, right? It's hard when happy times pass.
Time for me, yes.
It must have been fun working with all those special effects and machinery and so on.
I don't think that was as much fun as being just involved in something that was immensely successful and that threw up for me lots of pleasures that changed my whole life.
Yeah, listen, being successful and beloved by everyone does work out well.
It's been fun being Doctor Who. It's been the happiest time of my working life, I think.
Have you any idea how many times you've got in and out of this thing, for example?
Thousands of times.
All right, but if it's going to say something about transgression, please hurry it up. No.
Happiest time of my life.
Now, you've got a fairly respectable, a very good stage career behind you before you even started Doctor Who. You're going back to serious stage acting now, if I can put it that way.
I don't like the serious stage acting, as if serious stage acting is more important than working on television.
That, yeah.
I don't know what. I know I'm going into oblivion, I suppose.
Are you?
Yes.
No immediate plans?
No immediate plans at all. I mean...
Life of She-Devil was like a year or so later with his severe haircut.
It's quite hard to leave something when one is very happy in it, and we've now reached 100 million viewers around the world in about...
By the way, I got on to shacking Lala Ward, one of those good things, presumably, until it went south. You have to watch City of Death. You could chart their relationship just for watching season 17. City of Death, I think they probably had to wipe the seats down after she got up. She was dripping for him the entire time and dressed as a schoolgirl for a reason.
37 countries, and I've done the best I can with it, and I don't really think that I can do any more with it, which is a good enough reason to leave and give someone else a chance to...
Again, it was John Nathan Turner coming in, and he was just shagged out. He was really shagged. You can really tell by the time he got up to season 18.
Nudge it on a bit, as I hope I nudged it on when I took over.
I suppose it's good for the series, in fact, to have different Doctor Who's now and then, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's probably good for everybody to have changes every now and then.
What sort of person do you think is going to take over from you? Can you reveal who it's going to be and how you're going to be written out?
No, the answer to that is no, but even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you.
I didn't think you would.
No.
This is a weird interview. Like, have you ever seen the Frank Boff Tom Baker interview where Frank Boff is clearly off his face on coke? It's very combative.
But what sort of person do you think it ought to be? A radical change from yourself?
Well, what do you mean? Oh, you're making
an aging professor, perhaps?
Well, you're making the assumption that it's going to be a man anyway who's taking over.
So you have no immediate plans? You don't know what you're going to do?
That was it. It was just dicking with you. And again, a woman probably could have done it if Jodie hadn't fucked it up so royally, along with Chibnall.
Be doing
next. No, I'm open to offers.
And when are you exactly leaving?
In about 10 weeks' time, I think, yes.
Well, I wish you well with whatever it is you do. I hope it's not oblivion. I'm sure it won't be.
Well.
Tom Baker, thanks very much.
Thank you.
So, for this, he took proof positive. Yeah, it's always been a thing. Always been a thing. The doctor is the doctor. There's no set rules in place. Okay, the Doctor Who can't be about a medical doctor with his last name is spelled H-U, right? Who lives in a bed sit in Clapham. It could be, but who wants to watch that? Right? It sounds excruciating, right? Excruciating. But let's see what we will be watching, because we have new shooty sighting. Let's pull this up. Doink. Pull up the images, and we got a ton of clips to go over. So this, I reckon, it's all for the Christmas special. That's for not this year, next year. 2025 Christmas special, which the trouble with them filming so far in advance is you're very detached from social currents. Like Yasmin Finney wasn't a problem when they announced Yasmin, right? I don't want to say him or her, right? Yasmin Finney wasn't a problem. Now Yasmin Finney causes a lot of pushback, right? So that's how things change. Anyway, so he's in a giant was it snowman and a kilt, right? And a taxi. Rossi Davis likes his taxis. Not a fan of Uber, apparently. This shop doesn't look like Henrik's, although And look, I like this outfit. I liked all of them. I just wish you'd fucking pick one. Like, enough already. The Jodie exterior. Yeah, that's the way they say they tell the Jodie fans. That, oh, yeah, we respect Jodie. We kept the TARDIS exterior exactly the same. That means they don't give a fuck. One second. So zoom in on that. Whiteford's Circus 2023, £10. So 25th November, 30th December, Blackheath Common. Something's going down, right? This is clearly the Christmas special. Again, not a bad look, but like I'm a little bit bored with the multiple look shooting, right? I really am a little bit bored by it. But yeah, look, I do like he's very charming with the fans. Like, I think he has the potential to be a great Doctor. I really do. Which I don't think Jodie ever did. But like, I don't know, at least here. So let's look up some of the video clips. Second. Go to, where is it? Desktop. Doink. Stop that one.
I love that, like 50 people.
Yeah, look, I mean, here, I think one of the main things you need for Doctor Who is charisma. And look, he certainly has charisma, right? He certainly has charisma. I think he has too much charisma, quite frankly, but he's so all this bodes well. It's just, yeah, what's going to undo them is the trans thing. It really is. Yeah, and I really would not be at all surprised if he doesn't isn't revealed as being a non-binary Doctor, right? I really wouldn't be surprised at all. So, what would that be? Just fine. So again, they're setting up for. I think I mean, obviously they're rehearsing when they're wearing the outfits like that. Is this? Did we just watch this one? Hang on, what number are we up to? So yeah, look. This is something that Jodie could never pull off. Right? He convinced me, he shouted with authority, right? Which I think is important. And he ran, and he convinced me of, like, Jodie never had any authority, right? So again, honestly, I think what we can expect with the David Tennant stories, probably for season 14, are pretty good stories, just with a lot of people in it who are, you know, women with penises. There's a weird theory going around that Ruth Madeley is playing Susan Foreman somehow. I hope not. that would be odd, right? Unless they're in some weird parallel dimension. Maybe she's Gillian, right? I still think they might be for the anniversary specials be in the comic book reality, right? I mean, Meet the Beat. I hope we see more comic book stuff. But yeah, let's watch that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So look, I think I think showing them definitely showing potential with the metal of Doctor Who there.
Just film in a minute. Thank you. Get back! Get back! Go!
So it sounds like he has a bit of a Scottish accent going there. And also, look, you see him duck down, and I think a giant snowman is going to fall on him. Because laser clip that we see. Hang on. Over here, doink.
Get back!
No, yeah, see a bit of this. So some CGI things are suddenly going to fall on him. Move! See that? He sounded like he was a bit comfortable with his Scottish accent there, which I think is a good thing. Oh, the wrong thing now. Video file. Okay, we've seen this many times now. Okay, that's hopefully we get something different on the next one.
He's rehearsing.
I think that's him rehearsing for that scene. So I think they're going to be doing something like the Ghostbusters Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All right, that's my guess. Wait, did we just watch this one? I'm losing count of which one we. There you go. That's like where we've seen like he's busting out of a giant snowman. Yeah, I wish I'm really bothered by the change of costume. Right, I really am. I really genuinely am. What's this one? There we go. And again, I like, and I think one more left. Dave Cullen just dropped a video saying, Doctor Who, I really don't care anymore. I understand that because they beat the love out of it. I mean, like, for me, they haven't done it as much as Star Wars has, which is what we're talking about next. Man, Star Wars is a shit show. Holy crap. I mean, it is a shit show beyond a shit show. Right? Unbelievable. So, what's this? Let's have a look, see what other Doctor Who news we got. There's this thing going on. For more information, go here. We're looking at for UK residents 18 years of over. You can watch on BBC iPlayer or enter a special competition for tickets for full screening for each of the convention around a London cinema. I mean, it's a good idea, right? I mean, that is a good idea. Let's have a look at the page about it. Hang on. Here we go. So they're very much trying to capture the watch-alongs, right? Man, there's just so much layers of corporate added into everything. It really hurts it. The Dr. Donathon. Watch the Doctor and Donna together at the hashtag Dr. Donathon watch-along, right? So they're trying to redo the watch-alongs. Join Doctor Who fans across the world watching the adventures of the Doctor and Donna together, plus an exciting competition for fans in the UK. Alonzi, ahead of the biggest reunion of all time. Let's rewatch their adventures again. The watch-along of Doctor Who adventures featuring the 10th Doctor and Donna will happen on Sunday, the 4th of November. So we know there won't be a special then. At 9:45 a.m. Well, what stories are we watching? To celebrate the Doctor and Donna's latest adventures in the 60th anniversary, there'll be a watch-along of 14 hours. So maybe that will be the first one where you'll be able to watch along all the episodes, or for those around the world, find out what to watch here. So look, I like. Here's the thing: a 14-hour watch-along is a bit much, right? It really. So just what? Just show me the streaming on demand, iPlayer, Amazon Prime. Like, what? Here's the thing. Yeah, okay. This is not arranged by somebody who knows what they're fucking doing. Sorry, we don't have a region that matches Israel. Choose one. Fine, change region. United Kingdom. Fine. I have to open my VPN, but it's so dumb. Right, like it's so freaking dumb that I don't know what stories and the times they're playing. Right? Yeah, no. Emily Cook should have arranged this. We released a planned out schedule with breaks ahead of the day. Okay, thank you. With a long watch long on the website for those in the UK. Yeah, why don't you just stream it live on BBC.com? You'll be able to get tickets to the... No, man. I remember I saw Star Trek 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think I'm 5 maybe in the same day, and that was too much. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.